Get 5 coffins ready.
What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a quick look at Aladdin, and I'm just going to put you through all of his abilities, base attack chain, items you might want to build in him, and so on. So first and foremost is his basic attack chain. So to slow it down, it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then back to 1. And it's very, very quick too. And as you can see, every single base attack is proccing Kins, so I'm kind of on board with just like running at people with Kins and Hasten. I think that's actually kind of solid, especially because Executioner is getting so much stronger as well, so yeah, I'm on board with that one. So he does scale with intelligence and strength, but as far as I can tell, unlike Morgid, for example, his basic attacks only scale with strength. I bought a ton of intelligence earlier, no bonus damage. So let's get into the Genie's lamp. So if I activate the lamp, which does actually take an item slot and does take up one of your 3 available active items. So if I activate it, boom, kind of like if you activate Raijin Ultimate, you gain access to 3 wishes. So the first wish here gains you 250 gold, and then God's Kill and Assists provide 100 more gold for 3 minutes total. So we'll just activate that one right now so you can see. Look at that, very pretty. And then you can see here, gain 250 gold, and then it explains the wish to you. And there's no cooldown on it, but watch this. If I reactivate the lamp there, I can't use that wish anymore, obviously. But no cooldown, so if I want to use this third wish, for example, reset ability and item cooldowns, gain 2 charges of Genie Strength, which we'll talk about in a moment. So say I spam absolutely everything, and then I go here, and then I reset, I can do it all over again. Cool, right? And his final wish, you can only use when you're dead. Boom, an instant revive. And now that I've used every single wish, boom, they're all not available to me. But as you can see, I now have some movement speed because the wish not only revives you, but gains you an insane amount of movement speed. So these two here, I feel like are more, like, this is really good for, like, a Fire Giant dance, because you gain 250 gold, so you might be able to finish off an item or buy wards, or both. Then number 2, I would say, is usually for, like, Titan defense. If you need to really rush over and defend something, you can instantly revive yourself, and then boom, Titan defense. And then number 3 is definitely something you could do to get an early kill. This guy's a jungler through and through, so it's really good at getting, like, a level 3 kill, for example. Or hell, considering it's SMITE 2, a level 2 kill. But again, you can use these at any point during the match, but only once during the match. So the Genie Strength thing here, so each eye is a charge, which is silly looking. And you can sort of choose whether or not you use it, although you definitely want to use it during your combos. You'll see what I mean in a second here, when we talk about is 1, which is actually a lot like Ishtar Ultimate. So if I just use it raw, like this, it'll shoot out a bunch of projectiles just like Ishtar Ult, and then reactivate it, and they all come back and deal damage. And of course, if you're right in someone's face, for example, like this, a lot of damage there. But unlike Ishtar Ultimate, you can actually hold down and channel this ability, and it'll become just a straight projectile like this, a rectangle projectile that'll deal more of a burst damage. So technically, you could kind of land with Aladdin, because this is a lot of damage. Watch this. Yeah, that's a ton of damage when I'm focusing on attack speed. So really, which version you want to use, it just depends on the situation, right? Like, if you're just in someone's face, like, just smash, bro. Just smash. It's fine. But, of course, if you're, like, laning, for example, you could just hold it like this, but keep in mind, you can hold it like this as long as you like, but you can also cancel it at any time. See? Like this. So that creates sort of a mind game, and it's something to do when you're bored. But as you saw there, I was using Genie Strength charges, so how does that work? Well, it's actually the recall there. So if I don't have any Genie Strength charges for whatever reason, you saw the cooldown's pretty low, but if I don't have any charges for it, I can't actually recall for the extra damage. So you'll see here, out, and then when I press back in, there goes the Genie Strength charge. And that coincides with this third wish here, which will of course reset your Genie Strength charges, which again, you're probably going to need if you want to finish someone off. So all in all, this ability, pretty basic stuff. It just does a ton of damage, and is very easy to hit, and potentially gives him the chance to maybe lane. So Aladdin's second ability has 2 separate parts, just like his first ability, so you can choose whether or not to use a Genie Strength charge. But again, you're going to want to, right? So first part, he charges forward, and now here's where you get to choose whether or not you want to use it. And you can use a Genie Strength charge to absolutely pound somebody, and it's a lot of damage too. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, for some reason Aladdin deals magical damage, so good. But even more good is that you can cancel his dash just like Cernunnos' dash. But you gotta be careful not to double-click right-click, because if you double-click the cancel ability button, you will lose out on the ability to use that Genie Strength portion. So, watch this. It's a ton of damage, but more importantly, you can use other abilities while you're casting it. So, just to show you what that looks like here, like dashing in, and then start pummeling. Nice. pretty disgusting, and of course the chase down with Hastened is real nice. So with Aladdin's third ability, if you've ever played League of Legends before, it's like Talon's E. I know, most of you probably haven't played League of Legends, but here you go. He starts running, and if there's a wall, he runs up it, and at any point, you can choose to go down off of it. But if the wall is too tall, and of course I won't have a place to jump off of here, if I just go straight up here, I'll just land straight back down, but I will still do the leap damage. So I think this looks a little cleaner, and also I can show you, he does not deal damage to anyone, but does go through them, like that. So that's how it looks. So you saw I was reactivating there with the basic attack button, but if you do just go straight, and then wait, he'll still go, but yeah, just like anything else as playing an assassin in Smite, you're going to want to go as fast as possible, so you're going to want to reactivate the ability and not just wait. But speaking of reactivating the ability, you can use Genie's Strength on here, and again, it's your choice. So you press ability button 3 again, and now you'll do bonus damage and knock enemies up. Let's see if I can do that in this guy. Pop! Guess what? It's me! But of course, 3 abilities and only 2 charges of Genie's Strength, so you gotta be careful. And not get a little too overzealous, you know? Because you might cost yourself a kill. So generally speaking, there's like 2 trains of thought here. You could say just like dash in, and then just 1. And then if they dash or something, like if they dash anywhere, all you have to do is 3 onto a wall. Look how far that leaps. Like that's the most insane leap of all time, right? So if they dash or blink away from you, or maybe we can finally kill Jing Wei if she ults away from you, you can just go onto a wall, and then boop. Just like you can think about it like when Kleena goes into a wall and gets the bonus dash distance, like that's the sort of thing we're thinking about here, but this is even faster. But you're going to want to learn that running distance because, of course, if you just run towards a wall and you're too far away, yeah. So that's why I recommend, if you can, go onto a wall sideways so you always get it, and you still get plenty of distance. Obviously, the CC here is rather lackluster, so really I would usually use my Genie's Strength on his 3. So you get that knock up, and then you can start comboing. But there's a very good reason why he doesn't need that much CC, and that's thanks to his ultimate. So he'll shoot out a projectile, and it'll stop on the first enemy got hit. So that's what that looks like. And just so you guys know, normal cast isn't working right now, unfortunately, so that's the best you get. But you can move while channeling, and obviously it went very far. And important to know, it does not go through walls. So okay, pretty thin projectile, but you can move while casting, so it makes it a lot easier to hit, a bit like Hera too. So let's see what happens. Oh my god! What is happening? Look at the Genie, isn't he so pretty? Well, anyways, now they're trapped in here with me, and guess what? There's walls I can jump off of, so nice. So it's basically, it's a lot like Mordekaiser ult from League of Legends. I know, again, a League of Legends comparison, but so let's just watch that again and not fight anything. So it does last for 16 seconds total, but at 8 seconds, it's going to pop in this. You can leave if you want. You just interact with that, and then you can leave. So essentially, you just kind of need to outlast the enemy Aladdin, just trying to run away from him, which is going to be tricky in that small, tight corridor with double dashes, and potentially his third wish, resetting those double dashes. That could be pain and suffering for you. So unfortunately, I can't show it, but that very same lamp is left behind from wherever I ulted from. So any gods can come into the lamp and start fighting with you, unlike Mordekaiser ult. I really like that shift on it. And here's the rules of the lamp, if you guys want to read this. So that's a lot, and you definitely don't want to die to the enemy Aladdin if he has you in the ultimate, because, yeah, these bonuses are absolutely insane. So there's sort of a dichotomy between this. If you just 1v1 someone, yeah, they're probably going to lose. But if an enemy teammate was too close, you're now in a 1v2, and you have to rely on your teammates coming into the lamp to help you. So there is a bit of team play there, and a bit of a pub stomp mentality, as in, like, if I 1v1 you, you die. If you have a team behind you, I probably lose. And then here's the other stats if you guys want to see those. I definitely appreciate Hi-Rez taking the time to write all this out, even if it's kind of in gibberish in some places, a little hard to understand in some places, but they can tidy that up whenever they want. This is really nice to have, like, a list of different interactions that may or may not happen inside of the lamp, so that we know what happens. And we're not just, like, guessing over and over again what's going to happen inside of the lamp. Alright, so that's some of the basics of Aladdin. So let's talk about itemization real quick. So he does scale really hard with intelligence. So here's just a bunch of random intelligence items, and yeah, it does a lot of damage. But to be honest, I don't really see the point in that, because 2 of his abilities are gap closers anyways, right? So I don't really see it. And of course, they're gap closers that you can auto during, right? So I don't really see it. And of course, I think the final nail in the coffin here is his interaction with Kins, thanks to his basic attack chain. Yeah, I mean, this is just an absurd level of damage. Kins is already good in the current patch, so I think next patch, when strength gets even stronger, it's going to feel real nice. But just one final thing here, if you want to go more of just like a strength and pen oriented build for some reason, the Genie's lamp here, the Genie's lamp gives you 17% of all stats from items. So the wording there isn't perfect, but basically it just means since this gives me 30 strength, I get 17% of 30 strength, as well as the attack speed as well, and then extra strength, it'll give me the 17% of that, and the cooldown rate as well. So basically, even though this lamp doesn't give you anything, you definitely want to hold on to it. Although maybe you can get rid of it very, very late game after you've used all 3 of your wishes. And just before I get too far ahead of myself, I forgot to mention that these do indeed cleave. So his jungle clear may have not looked that great on paper, because his one was really his only kind of clear. But yeah, you could basic attack camps down very easily. That would have been a lot cooler if he actually moved, but I think you guys get the idea. Alright, so that's the basics of Aladdin. A lot of moving parts here, some new mechanics to Smite entirely, so I'm very pleased to see this guy, especially after Mordred, who is pretty basic. And a lot of his abilities were stolen from King Arthur and Morgan Le Fay, which I know makes sense lore-wise, but anyways, I'm really glad to see this guy. I think this is like the bastion of Smite 2 right now. I'm really happy to see such a cool design, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of them. So let me know if you guys have any further questions about Aladdin. I will try my best to answer them, and thank you for watching.